Hello and welcome to the Fit and Free podcast. This is a podcast for women who want it all, to feel strong and confident in their bodies, as well as enjoying a sneaky mug on a Friday night. I'm an exercise physiologist and sports nutritionist, here to teach you how to achieve your body goals without food and your body controlling your life. So let's jump in. Hello and welcome back to another episode. I have a really special guest coming onto the episode today. At the age of 40, having 2 kids and working full time as a primary school teacher, she's been able to completely gain food freedom, plus completely change her body composition in terms of dropping fat and gaining lean muscle. She's a true inspiration to prove to you guys that there is another way. You don't have to do these crazy restrictive diets, because she explains to us in the episode of what she went through and what it really does take to see results. So in this episode, we're going to break down exactly what she did to get these results of dropping body fat, the mindset shifts that she had to make so that she was able to finally break free from all this diet culture bullshit and see sustainable results long term. So let's jump into the episode. All right, Buntie, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. First of all, can you please tell us a little bit about you, what you do, and what your favorite thing to do is on a Saturday morning?
Okay, well, I'm a mum of 2 boys. I'm a full-time primary school teacher. My boys are 8 and 9 years old, so they're full of energy. I've always been active, always played sports, although I haven't recently having kids. So I played hockey, netball, tennis, swimming as a teenager. And then as a mum, I've always attended some kind of gym or done some kind of exercise where possible. Recently I've been doing before doing my exercise with Laura, I've been doing a HIIT style training, like a group training. Which I really enjoyed, but it just didn't fit in with my family and kids. So I needed to find something that did fit my lifestyle and that didn't burn me out. And I could see sustainable results over time. So not just a quick fix. Saturday morning, I like to sleep in till 7, which is a big sleep in for me. Some kind of walk. And then I am a soccer mum, so I make sure I have my coffee, which is
I love that. Are you one of the ones that are up there in the grill, yelling at the kids, or are you more a little bit of a chill, laid back?
Coffee, but if my son does something amazing, I'm the one screaming, going, yay! But not coaching the team, I'm there to spectate.
I love that. That's so good. Okay. So I love that you threw that in there in terms of you loved HIIT training, but it just didn't fit into your lifestyle. But then you're trying to find something that was a little bit more sustainable. So could you give us a little bit more detail on what diets and exercise routine you tried before you joined the Fit and Free Academy, and were they successful for you?
So I did quite a few different things over the years. I tried keto, low carb, Atkins, restricting calories, Weight Watchers, using gyms that I've attended, their meal plans, doing challenges, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the results were good, but then you stop doing that because you can't keep doing it forever because it's just not sustainable. Yeah. Then you just put the weight back on, or regress in your muscle growth or fat loss. So it just wasn't really working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Why weren't those diets ever sustainable for you?
Maybe because they weren't enough food for me. They weren't fulfilling, or they weren't using the right, a range of food groups. It was just cutting something out, which I probably needed. And then that left me not full enough, and then reaching for something me full.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's such a big takeaway, right? It's we know restriction fuels obsession. So anytime we just cut something out, it's just here you go.
By certain or I thought that I shouldn't have certain foods, whereas now I know I still have certain foods. Like I can have like I had an ice cream cone this afternoon because the boys had McDonald's, and that's fine. Like I don't need to feel guilty about it.
Mm-hmm. And this moves me on to the next question, because like just hearing you say that is such a different mindset shift from when I first met you. So what really did help you break free from the diet mentality and find this food freedom and, be able to eat all these foods like this ice cream without guilt?
I think just realizing that I can eat all those different food groups. I don't have to cut something out to see results.
Mm-hmm.
Like I joined your program, it wasn't like it was instant, but over time I could see the difference, not standing on the scales, the difference, but just taking progress photos and how I felt. Like I had more energy. I was getting stronger, like pretty quickly I got stronger. So yeah, just knowing what to put into my body and in the correct amount, like portion size and the amount of each food group, really helped me to do that.
Yeah, we have this belief. Where do you think your belief came from, actually? Let's go there in terms of why did you used to think that you had to cut these foods out? Like, where did you learn that from? Because at the end of the day, everything that we believe is something we've learned, right?
I think it's just dieting culture in the media, like social media. Even before social media, I'm 40, we didn't have social media growing up as teenagers. But I think it's just what you're taught, what you learn. I don't really know where I learned it from. It was just probably what people said to you or what you think you should do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's it. It's like, I even find myself scrolling on social media and I'm just like, oh yeah, I have a good relationship with this. Like, I'm not comparing myself. And then 5 minutes later, I start feeling shit. I'm like, okay, I am subconsciously comparing myself to this or taking in this information. So it's like, it is a very toxic, and it also is a very beneficial place as well, of course. So I love this. What was the mindset shift that you had to make? So I'm hearing that education in and around food was really, really helpful for you in terms of learning about portion sizes. Absolutely. That's everyone, as soon as you learn that, you're like, oh, I get it now, right? But there's also I feel there's a lots of mental stuff that goes on. So if you could give some advice to someone who's a little bit afraid and is feeling guilty, say, for eating ice cream, what was the mindset shift that helped you move through that?
I think we talked a lot about what I'd been eating. Like I remember talking about going out for dinner and ordering a pizza. Yeah. And I'd chosen the vegetarian pizza and I thought I was being really good. And I remember you saying a better option would have been the meat pizza for more protein. And I was like, of course. But do you think you're being healthy because people tell you vegetables are healthy? I think it's just learning, just expand your learning and what is actually going to fuel your body. And you're not going to do that by yourself.
Yeah, so, I love that. I absolutely love that.
Reaching out to somebody that knows about, like you can invest in yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. It's investing in yourself. It, for me anyway, it has become addictive because you learn things so much faster, and then you get rid of all the doubt, and then you actually learn something in the right way. So it just makes complete sense. And I guess when you're on the other side of it and you see how good it is, you're like, why didn't I do this sooner?
But I think before
is
or whatever, and that was say 12 weeks. And I think when I first signed up with you, I thought, yeah, I'll do this for 12 weeks. And then I did another 12 weeks. And then I was like, no, I want to do another 12 weeks because I can see how it's helping me. And I ever thought, I was thinking about it today, I would like to get to the point where I know what exercise I need to do to sustain my, whatever it's called, fitness or, strength, or to continue building my body, the builder. And I hope to get to that point, but I know I'm not there yet. So I'm happy to invest in myself by working with you. And how you've set up my exercise program, I didn't have any equipment. I didn't want to go to a gym because of family reasons, but you allowed me to buy the minimum equipment and then build on that. And now I have everything that I need.
You don't have minimum equipment. You have more equipment.
So my kids think I've got a lot of stuff in the camera.
Yes. Oh my God. Your gym setup is like so cool now, but it's so great. I wish you took photos of like where you started in your little home gym to where you are now, because it's like such a good look.
But it was so I could grow gradually, and as my strength and exercise progressed, whereas it wasn't like you were like, you need all of this right now. So that was really good. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad that was the case. I actually didn't know that. And that's it. It's like, that's why I'm so big on personalized advice, because it's like with these gyms, it's like, everyone's just in there, all different ages, all doing the same thing. And it doesn't make sense, because someone who is 20 shouldn't be doing the same thing as someone who's 40, right? It kind of grinds my gears a little bit. And that's exactly right. It's like, once you have advice that's like personalized to you, it's like, okay, cool, this is where I'm at and this is the equipment that I need. And as I get stronger, we can start, buying a little bit more, adding to the gym. And all of a sudden you got like this sick gym where Buntie's at now. But definitely it's cool.
Really as well, like when you first said about getting a treadmill, I was really hesitant just because of the cost of it. But I know for the next 4 or 5 years, I can't leave my kids at home by themselves to go for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
So it was investment long term, and it means that I can make sure that I, still have those steps in every day if I need to. Mm-hmm. Not so much now because I'm PE, so I get a lot of those steps in during the day. But when you're more sedentary, it makes me feel good just going for a walk. I can watch my movies or episodes. So I'm it's good. It's my time to just de-stress.
Yeah, that's something that I'm trying to get a couple of my other clients at the moment, actually. And that goes for anyone who's struggling to get that daily movement in, is like desk workers, not you anymore, but me in particular. I spend so much time on my laptop now. Is like having one of those work desks would be where you can like do your steps at work. It's just like, it's such a convenient way to get more movement in. But I'm really glad that you were able to do that. I just wanted to pull it back to something that you said, because I think that was bang on in terms of, and this is the mindset I know so many people are in terms of like, I thought that was healthy, that I thought I was doing the right thing. However, when we have to look at it, it's like, and this is really good lesson to learn for everyone. It's like, just because it's healthy doesn't mean it's, going to equal your goal. It doesn't mean it's going to equal weight loss. And it's important to understand nutrition in terms of like, you can eat chocolate every day and that can be like your fat portion, right? Which your body needs. So actually, when you like switch it to like macros, I think is much more, sustainable way of looking at it, because number one, it's going to help you change your body composition. And number two, you're going to like eat all these different foods and feel satisfied and feel really good. And at the same time, you're going to reach your body composition goals. So I'm really, really glad you said that. That's such a good point. So
I never thought I'd be eating overnight oats with Oreos in. Oh my God.
How good is it?
Yeah, if I'd put Oreos in anything, that would have led to a guilty feeling. But now it's like, wow, I can do that and still meet what I need to meet for the day. So yeah,
absolutely. Education is key. And I think also like just removing the labels of good, bad also is very helpful in terms of getting rid of that guilt. So how the hell do you do it all? Like, how do you manage everything from mum life to stepping into your teacher shoes, and how are you like able to stay so consistent? Because how long have we been working together now? It's been over 6 months easily.
Yeah. I think because I've prioritized myself.
Yeah, no, but your transformation has been so much more than just physical. Like, we can see it in your physical body. Like, I now watch back your gym videos and for like your feedback on Fridays, and I'm like, who is this? Like, honestly, like the progression in your compound lifts that we've been working on, like your technique, but then also like your body composition has changed dramatically. And that's a really good lesson, I think, for a lot of people to understand as well, is because like you even said it yourself, like you've not been focusing on the scales, because like the thing is like your weight hasn't really changed too much, has it?
No, it's probably about 4 kilos, not even. But I know that I've lost fat and I'm definitely, which was my goal. I mean, I would like to be still, like I've got to get over this. I'd like to be a certain weight and I'll get there one day, but that's something I still need to work on. But I know that I still want to be stronger in certain areas of my body and lose that fat. But it doesn't matter if I replace it with muscle and gain weight, but I would like to see changes in some parts of my body still.
Can you make that?
Absolutely. And I believe it's a forever moving thing. Like I personally still like want to see changes within my body. And it's the different mindset of like needing to have it and focusing on that to like, you know, to drive us versus focusing on more so like how we're feeling, the progress that we've actually made, because like having that switch is going to be able to allow us to, you know, go long term. Like in comparison, if we're like stuck in the, I haven't got it yet, I don't weigh this yet, and then which ultimately always lead into self-sabotaging cycles. So I love that mindset shift for you, and because it's so important in terms of like we need to be playing the long game and looking at this long term. Like when we say long term, it's like years. And that's the thing with you, like we had a really good successful diet phase, absolutely, and now we've moved more into a maintenance phase because number one, the body doesn't like to be in a calorie deficit. It can't be in a calorie deficit forever because we run into metabolic adaptation. So then what we're doing at the moment is we're eating at maintenance calories to make sure your health and everything is really good, back on track. And then, you know, thinking about a dieting phase again after that, after you have that good solid period of the maintenance calories. And that's another thing that people need to realize is that you just can't sit in a calorie deficit forever. We actually have to go through the phases of it.
And perhaps that's what was negatively impacting any progress.
Yeah. And so this is perfect because it leads into the final question that I've got for you today. And what is your biggest advice for anyone who's struggling with their relationship with food? Someone who's like, you know, where you once were and like trying all the diets, doing the high intensity exercise and struggling to see results with their body.
Reach out to somebody, whoever that is, you know, but do your research about them. Like I think I followed you on Instagram for quite a while. And then I contacted you and we had a chat first about what I actually wanted. And you were quite clear. You don't know if you can actually help me or not, which, you know, some people who are in this profession that you're in might just be like, yeah, I just want their money. But you were quite clear. I don't know if I can help you or not. So have a chat and then see. And yeah, just figure out what you actually want. Like, are you ready to invest in yourself and like not just have a quick fix? What are your actual goals? Like, what do you want to achieve? Be clear on that, and then you can find the right person to help you.
Do you have any other advice? I love that, obviously, but
go for it. Anyone can do it. You just need trust, I guess, and yeah, have a clear goal of what you want and go for it.
Yeah, I love that. And if there's a will, there's definitely always a way. And I love that you mentioned that in terms of like making sure you're finding the right coach. I truly believe in that as well. And that's one of the reasons why I do my discovery call. I call them my get to know you call, because it's like, yeah, am I the right coach for you? Can I actually help you? Like wherever you are in your journey, like, am I even like qualified to help you, you know? Or do I have the expertise? And if I don't, then obviously it's always, I'm going to refer you to someone else who can. So yeah, that's like, huge.
And you need to be able to talk to someone that you don't, you know, that you click with, and someone you can build that with, because like we talked about a lot of things that I might not feel comfortable talking to somebody else about. So that's also important. Yeah, absolutely. Trust is a huge thing for sure, especially in this space, right? Like we go deep, we talk about some hectic things. It's like, Yeah, so
Which I love. I love it so much. Oh my God. I appreciate you. And I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for coming on to the podcast.
right.
And I'm so excited to continue to watch you grow. And like, it's so good watching you grow. And that's the thing, it's like such a short amount of time to progress that quickly, especially like as a mum, 40 years old, like anyone can do it, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like a young, fit 20-year-old. Anyone can do this.
Absolutely.
If I can do it, anyone can.
Yeah, amen to that. And that is such a good way to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for being here. If you're listening, make sure to take a screenshot and put it up on your Instagram stories and tag me so that I know that you are listening. I hope you have the best week, and I will be back in your ears next week. See ya. The number one challenge that all my clients face before we start working together is a lack of clarity on how much and what to eat to lose weight. Often they are making two huge mistakes, constantly trying to skip meals or eat under 1,600 calories. Secondly, only allowing themselves bad foods like chocolate on the weekend, but end up binging, all to tell themselves they're going to start again on Monday. If you feel like you have tried every diet under the sun and still can't figure out what to eat to achieve your weight loss goals, take my free 2-minute quiz. You can find the link in the show notes down below, and it will help you figure out exactly what you're doing wrong with your nutrition and exercise, and exactly what to do to fix it so that you can finally be confident in your body and achieve your weight loss goals.